Yo, what's up, guys? How are you doing today, man? Coming out some more WNBA breaking news. Now, today we have another blockbuster move, as according to Kendra Andrews, Satou Sabally is on a new team, and no, it is not the New York Liberty. It is instead, as I just quickly moved my face cam out of the way, the Phoenix Mercury, who just went ahead and acquired Alyssa Thomas, my GOAT from the Connecticut Sun, and now have a trio of Alyssa Thomas, Kalia Copper, and now Satou Sabally, which is just absolutely phenomenal. Because one thing I'm going to continue to talk about this video, on this channel, is spacing and its efficiency. We're talking about Satou Sabally, who shot over 45% from three on less than 100 3-point attempts. But Satou Sabally, at her best, she is a three. She's a three. Like, she's just like, she can do it all. She can defend. She can get to the paint. At her best, get to the midi. And three-point shooter as well. She is a three-level scorer. I don't know why I couldn't get that out, but I was gonna say something three, and then I was like, wait, what was I gonna say? I kind of had like a brain right there, but y'all didn't see that though. Y'all didn't see that. Satou Sabally is officially headed to the Mercury, but it's a lot more complicated than that, because they had mentioned that it was a 3-team deal, and I was like, 3-team deal, And I just click right here, and again, Kendra Andrews has it all right here ready for us. The trade is between the Mercury, the Wings, and the Indiana Fever. The Phoenix Mercury get Satou Sabally, Kalani Brown, a really good. Ooh, so does Kalani Brown start for the Mercury? Because they obviously lost Brittany Griner, who signed with the Dream, and then the Dream also signed Brianna Jones, my GOAT. Definitely want to see how that spacing goes ahead and messes itself out, but that's beside the point. Does he start out alongside Liz Thomas at the 4, and you presume, this kid just, so they are the Mercury gonna get DeWanna Bonner or no? Interesting. Hold on, because you're looking at it right now, they're gonna have a point guard, man. I guess the point forward could be, Liz Thomas, which he was doing in Connecticut, and you have Kalia Copper, you have lost Natasha Cloud, you get Liz Thomas, you get Satou Sabally. One of them would have to play, like, let's say technically AT is the point. Let's say AT, let's say Ka, let's say DB, then Satou, then Kalani Brown. That's pretty solid. And I'm not even getting into the rest of the trade, which is them also getting a decent backup reserve in Sev Uzun, normally just known for playmaking. Dallas to get Ty Harris, the return of Ty Harris to the Dallas Wings, who was initially there. This was acquired in a 3-team deal with the Liberty, the Sun, and the Wings, and that was the Jonquil Jones trade, and the Sun got her and Rebecca Allen in a 3-team deal, but that's beside the point. So Ty Harris is back in Dallas. Ty Harris, I'm a big fan of. She is a premier 3-point shooter in this league. I definitely wanted to see her get an even larger role, which she was going to get if the Sun didn't go ahead and trade her. Now, this is the second time Ty Harris has been traded in the last couple of days, so I want to see how she felt. At least she's in a place that she's been before. She'll probably be in that sixth woman role, I would have to say. I keep trying to think. Do I want to say 6th man or 6th woman? Because I know the connotation, but I'm just going to say 6th man with all due respect. So she's going to be the 6th man there in Dallas. You always have the backcourt, you presume, of Paige Beckers at the 1 and Enrique Ogunbowale at the 2. And then so on and so forth. They're also getting Alyssa Smith, who was rumored to be traded, and the Fever just signed Natasha Howard today. So shout out to the Fever. Backward all started for Natasha Howard as well, so pretty interesting right there. So you have Alyssa Smith, who last season was a down season, but I don't mind Alyssa Smith potential overall. She should be a double machine. You definitely want to see her improve in terms of her shot making, especially her jump shooting. But outside of that, there's definitely talent in the former #1 overall pick out of Baylor, if I'm not mistaken, when she was teammates with her current girlfriend. And on my favorite team currently, the Connecticut Sun, Dejanay Carrington. So shout out to them. The rights to Micaiah Herbert Harrigan, who that name sounds extremely familiar. Pretty sure she was playing in the W not too long ago. Pretty sure, was she not playing with the Mercury last season, if I'm not mistaken? I don't know. I'm not 100% certain on that. And the Wings will also be getting the number 8th overall pick from the Indiana Fever. So all I gotta say throughout this whole thing is we have traded this Connecticut Sun. When I say we traded away one of the best players in the W. We've got the 12th overall pick. The Fever traded away an Alyssa Smith and the 8th overall pick, and they get interesting, whatever. That's interesting. And I was gonna say something, but I kind of think I just messed it up. I was gonna say, they traded that to get the 8th pick, but no, they traded the 8th overall pick. So that's what the Wings get. So the Wings traded away Satou Sabally, Sev Uzun, and that's why I'm still like messed up with what the Sun got for Thomas. For a team that's going to be entering a rebuild and not winning now, but you have 2 win now players in Rebecca Allen, aka Beck Allen, and also Natasha Cloud, who obviously quietly voicing her frustrations, but they're getting traded to the practice facility. That's the equivalent of a park. With Connecticut Sun, who were in the middle of a conference finals, sharing their court with the birthday party, and so on and so forth, and still not seeing any news or about them building a new practice facility. But I digress. But yeah, and the Fever will be getting Sophie Cunningham, who is a controversial player, but she can be a really good X Factor. Not to make the X Factor joke with the Phoenix Mercury, that's what they call their fans, but she can be an X Factor type player for this Indiana Fever team. Just gives them spacing alongside Caitlin Clark. You obviously saw the shooting leap last season from Lexi Hull, and you also have Kelsey Mitchell, who's one of the premier shooters. Not Lexi Hull, she's not one of the premier shooters. I don't know. I was saying Kelsey Mitchell was one of the premier players overall and shooters in the W. And you add that alongside Caitlin Clark, who had a really good rookie season, finished up there for Rookie of the Year, All W team, and MVP. Just a great season for the Rook. And they also got the 19th overall pick overall. So in terms of everything, the Mercury just had to trade away, I think, Micaiah Herbert Harrigan, and the 19th pick, which I presume they don't really say where the 19th pick is coming from. I presume the Mercury, because yeah, they did have to trade away, Sev Uzun, not Sev Uzun, my fault, Kalani Brown as well. So that's pretty interesting to say the least. But overall, in order currently, as I'm looking at it right now, at face value, I like the trade for the Mercury, going out and getting Satou Sabally. Obviously, this is only a 1-year contract because he's core, just like the Kelsey Plum and the Alyssa Thomas trades. These are all players on 1-year core contracts, so they're still up for an extension after this upcoming season. But the Fever come out of nowhere to get the 19th overall pick and Sophie Cunningham for the 8th overall pick, which I don't love trading away the 8th overall pick. Again, this is the W. This isn't the NBA, NFL, MLB. You can trade away first round picks and you might not see that player make the roster. So it's kind of like, you feel what I'm saying though. But this recent draft class has definitely helped with that for sure. Yeah, just breaking it down once again, the Fever are trading away the number 8th overall pick and Alyssa Smith, and they're getting back Sophie Cunningham with the 19th overall pick. The Wings are trading away Satou Sabally, Kalani Brown, Sev Uzun, And again, I don't know if they're trading the 9th overall pick as well, but in the return from the Mercury are getting Satou Sabally, Kalani Brown, Sev Uzun, aka Sev E or Sev E. I'll say Sev E. I just call her Sev Uzun. And you presume they're going to draft Paige Beckers out of UConn with the 1st overall pick and the 2025 WNBA draft. So, again, in order, obviously, this is a win-now team for the Phoenix Mercury, shedding for Alyssa Thomas, the departure of Brittany Griner, and potentially the retirement of one of the greatest players in WNBA history, Diana Taurasi. Just a new-look team for the Phoenix Mercury now. And they get Kalani Brown as well, who at the very moment will be starting on this Phoenix Mercury team. I like that, to be honest. As a Canadian Sun fan, you want to have as much spacing around you want to have as much spacing as possible for Alyssa Thomas. You had Satou Sabally can space the floor. Kalia Kava can space the floor. Maybe they go out and get DeWanna Bonner, who's pretty much a league average when it comes to shooting. She has her moments for sure. Yeah, I think the next domino in Phoenix will be them going out and signing DeWanna Bonner back. People forget we should have been 3 first-round picks for DB back in the day, and she might be making a return there. So yeah, shout out to Ty Harris, by the way, going back to Dallas. Alyssa Smith, fresh start for her in Dallas. Definitely think that's gonna be the Natasha Howard replacement, which I'm not gonna say that I'm expecting Alyssa to replicate Natasha Howard's production. So that should be pretty obvious. Let's be honest here. Yeah, and then the Fever just came out of nowhere to get Sophie Cunningham, the 19th overall pick. We're trading with the 8th overall pick. So yeah, in order, like I said, Mercury. In the wings, the wings return. I mean, it really just depends on can you unlock an Alyssa Smith in Dallas? So that's why I'm gonna say the Mercury getting Satou Sabally, a win-out player for a win-out team. Presumably, Thomas 33 years old, and God, this, that, and the third. BG is gone. DT might be out of there, and what was I gonna say? The wings. I mean, with all due respect, I like Ty Harris. It's going to be in that 6-man role. You have a really good backcourt already, but you presume, again, them getting Paige. Then let's see what happens with Alyssa Smith. But, hey, not bad. Like, this is a massive... How many players are in this trade? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-player trade. Jesus Christ. So, the free agency right now is on fire. Players being core, trading, signings. You got Nneka Ogwumike, her sister Shanae Ogwumike announced at Sports Center that she's going back to the Storm. Brianna Jones, Sun Legend, she's going to the Dream. You got is that it? Off the top of my head, I want to say that's it. Yeah, new fresh start for Satou Sabally in Phoenix. Definitely intrigued by that team. This team definitely is a contending team. I definitely want to see how they shape out the rest of the roster and who their starting center is and who their starting, let's say, point guard or small forward, power forward. Either one of those to be quite frank. Overall, let me know down below in the comment section how do you guys feel about this trade. Any Mercury, Wings, Fever fans, or any just W fans in general, like myself. As a Sun fan, I mean, we're rebuilding, so all I can talk about is what everybody else is going to do. Because I don't know who's going to sign with us, if anybody. And I wouldn't be surprised if we reroute people that we just traded for, like Beck Allen or Natasha Cloud, as we're entering a rebuild. And those are win-now players, and they deserve to be in a win-out situation because they signed with those teams or signed in trades with those teams, expecting that team to be, at the very minimum, a playoff contender. And that right now is not my Connecticut Sun. But yeah, but other than that, y'all, that is the video. So go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and select the boy John. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.